But yeah, so welcome back,
Shoot,
Alexis
which
and
one
Shan,
was
to
it
the
that I
stream
liked
side of
best?
things. How you guys doing there? And I guess let's see. I don't know. Do you guys, any of you have any interesting D&D related stuff that happened this week in your any other games?
Well, I'm playing in a Monday game now,
Okay.
and I'm playing an artificer who has a gun, and it's magic, and I have the highest to hit out of anyone in the group, but I already have a reputation for not being able to hit anything because out of 7 shots I took, I landed 1. And I didn't roll above a 5 that entire session.
Rip.
Wow.
Rip. Huh.
But you were only
And then
rolling
the second session
D6s,
didn't
right?
have any. No, out of 20s.
All right. Well, so
The game I ran was pretty fun.
I mean, that didn't happen recently.
yeah.
I mean,
But
since
since
we
the last
last
stream.
did this.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, that's true.
That is true.
Yeah, Matt's
And-
Matt's game has been going on.
We tortured a
was-
guy.
It
Well,
was
we
the
almost
day
did.
after the last session we did here.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
it was
we
about
tortured
2
a
weeks
guy
ago.
in that campaign.
I mean, we didn't actually torture him. We
Um,
were going to, and then
You actually tortured him.
I mean, we did like kill
And
him.
then
twice or
someone
something.
popped his head like a zit.
I don't know. Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. Yo, it was actually Perplex, the
What's
good.
wrong with you?
It was the only good character. in the
Hey,
group
he
that
tried to
did
kill us first.
it. It was an orc.
That is also true.
It was an orc cultist. You know, we're not gonna feel bad for it. And-
Yeah, basically, we killed it and brought it back to life over and over again until it wanted to give us
Wow.
information. and
Did he
we
just
let
say
it
we're
die.
not going to feel bad for it?
Yeah,
Brings
you're
us-
the it out of anyone, poetry.
That's fair. Yeah.
Mr. Garbage Man.
Also, I'd like to point out in that campaign, that's supposed to be a hero's campaign.
I mean, I expressed this concern.
Alright, my flaw. My hatred of my enemies is blind and unreasoning.
Yeah.
Hey, I guess as long as your enemies are evil, you could become a hero.
I mean, that
Exactly.
dude was
Sounds
definitely
very
evil,
heroic.
yeah.
I never
anyway.
said you had to be good heroes.
Yeah?
I just said you had to be heroes.
All right. Well, so anyways, are you guys
Okay.
are you guys about ready to get started here with some
Yeah.
Maybe we
Alderland
should just change all of
shenanigans?
our alignments then.
So
I mean, none of you are good.
One of
I
us
mean,
is good.
that
and
one of
100%
you is
inaccurate.
good.
Yeah.
Shh. I'm not. I
So-
haven't looked at that stuff. in 2
so we'll start
weeks.
with a quick little recap.
Speaking of, are we doing?
No, it's
that
not
game
happening.
this- are- no.
I am
Not
gonna
tomorrow.
say,
I've got stuff going
let's see. So Jack, I'm gonna nominate you to do the recap this week because of the fact that a lot of it involved you last time. I think that you should
Yeah,
have the
totally not, because he's the only one that actually has notes.
Well, that too, actually, but I am gonna start
Kragok started
assigning
taking
people
notes.
to do the recap because you know, I just feel like, you know, if
Not
I do the
readable
recap,
notes.
it might bring focus to certain things that maybe you guys didn't think were that important. You know, it puts my lens on it, and I want to hear your guys' story. So
I think we woke up in a cave and then we walked to town.
I remember I questioned your sister about her being from the...
Yeah, there was some talking about the monasteries and shit. We made it to Theravil's tower. We found Jin walking away with her dad, and Ulf threatened to kill him.
I didn't try to kill him.
And then we went to Theravil's tower for real, and we told Vince that he wasn't good enough to speak with us, that we would only talk to Theravil.
We killed the squirrel.
Got the Might Stone. We finally killed the spy.
the chipmunk.
We weren't wrong. It was a spy.
Yeah.
It should have identified its allegiances to us.
It's true. It should have.
I mean, to be fair, it did.
It didn't.
It tried to, but we
I
killed
mean,
it before it could.
I mean, it did. In my heart.
That doesn't count.
Honestly, it should have left with your other character. Would
Um,
have been safer.
then we went into town and we
Well, I
sent
mean, it would have.
Cass
If
and
it had
Nox's
time.
sister away. And we met the new party member that Troy is playing.
Yep.
And then we all went to a tavern and we went to sleep.
Yep. Yeah. And that's...
Oh, and we got invited to a fucking castle, and all of us were like, ha, "That's funny."
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. We forgot to mention. We were really rude to a noble that was also really.
Oh
rude.
yeah, that happened last time.
Yeah.
To be
Yeah.
fair,
Instrid,
he
yeah.
was probably trying to incite rebellion,
I mean,
if I had to
maybe.
guess.
The
Not a bad guess.
And so you were, let's see, I guess the one thing is that when you guys weren't invited directly to see the bear, and it was Vince had been talking to Lady Arlana, the knight.
All right,
There,
because we refused
yeah.
to talk to her.
Yeah, you went like
Yeah, and
upstairs.
I was sitting there in that room because she didn't recognize me.
Yeah, and so she like talked to you a little bit and now knows your face, but doesn't
Does she
know
know your
that
deeds?
she doesn't know that you're with the group really. So we're gonna pick up. You guys had just gone to the tavern. We already leveled you guys up and whatever.
Ooh, are we still the day before we leave town?
Yeah, this is the night still. We're gonna
Okay,
go through a
nope,
little bit.
sorry.
Oh yeah.
Nope.
I mean, do you want to do anything before you go to bed? Basically, you guys can still do that. If you want.
Yeah, I've got two things.
Right? It's evening time, but you have a couple of hours till you need to go to
Okay.
bed to get a full night's sleep.
Yeah, before the night happens, if we're considering ourselves leveled up
Yeah.
before the night,
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm going to. All right, I'm going to then. I'm going to. I'm going to cast Find Steed.
Okay.
I'm going to get myself a warhorse.
Nice.
Nope, come on, go through.
Okay,
Or am
man.
I not?
Year
It's,
span.
Oh,
do
when
not
it-
do not click on it again.
it's there.
I have the noises. I don't have the noises going, so I don't hear it actually boop.
Yep.
But yeah,
You just
Find
spend 10 minutes
Steed.
to do that. Sounds good.
so I get my warhorse.
Yeah, I'll get you
and
a
then-
horse thing set up.
Also, poetry. Did
Yeah.
you roll that kobold's HP because you
No.
had to have rolled a 2 if you did?
No, I took I took 5 and 5. He's level 2, right? 5 and 5 plus
Level
the
1 you get
Oh,
your
yeah.
maximum.
Wait. Oh yeah, that's right. You know what? I forgot to do
You
the
get
max
you get the
level.
full hit dice for the first level.
So just add 3 to
It should be
it should be
10
17.
plus 5 plus 7. Yeah, 17.
Yeah, 17.
14.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, just change that.
I'll change it for you.
Yep.
And then I
Um,
would like to go get javelins at that point too.
Okay, from the blacksmith.
From whoever
He-
would have them.
He's the blacksmith has already closed down now. After that stuff with Layna and you doing a competition
You
with
can always
him.
go in the morning.
Both of them off.
Yeah, so you can definitely go in the morning though.
Okay, I'll just go in the morning then.
Presumably, he'll be banging away by the time we're leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you
would also
will.
like to do something.
All right, what are you gonna do?
I would like to make this spear +1 that I have into my packed weapon.
Okay. Yeah,
You
sounds
can
good.
just do that as part of your long rest.
I can.
Yeah, like you do it before you go to bed or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got
It's
you.
like when he wakes up.
Gonna be mumbling strange things over your.
While you're
Your spear.
sleeping. Yeah. Yeah. No, I got you. Sounds good. And
Oh, another thing that happened. We talked about this after we stopped last time.
Oh yeah.
is Layna remade Nox's armor into better armor because it is valued exactly the same.
yeah.
Mhm.
It just takes the workmanship which Layna has. Yeah, that sounds good. Cool. So yeah, so we, and then you guys all hit the hay in the inn there, the same inn that you guys have been going to. I'm assuming. There is actually.
I missed the hay.
There is one or two other inns in the town you guys could go to if you want to go to a different one, but that's the main
Oh,
one.
it
You
was
know.
really stupid.
Stupid.
Yeah. I actually hate it.
But yeah, so
Mission
do you? I don't
accomplished.
know. Do you guys want to? Do you guys care if you're at a different inn, or do you want to be at the big, like, central one that you guys have been going to?
Oh.
You guys would know more about Snowfeld than I.
I would agree to that notion.
I mean, I don't see a reason to move to a different one.
All right, sounds good. Yeah. So, and they'll give you a discount there.
I
So
mean, I just played my room anyway, so
the what?
so I just play for my room anyway.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you were gonna play tonight or not. So you play.
Hell yeah.
Always, obviously, always.
All right. So you
how
play.
much is a night's stay?
A night stay is gonna be 3 silver pieces.
Boom.
All right,
And it's
I
a decent room. So.
dropped down 3 silver.
All right.
I am very poor right now. I just remembered.
Yep. So anyone who can't play, it's gonna be 3 silver pieces.
Didn't I give you a bunch of silver?
Yes, you did.
Didn't
fuck you
Miles
did?
then give it
That's
to
all
Cass?
I sent 2 gold
Oh,
worth
yeah,
of
that's
silver.
right.
Oh wait,
You
you
sent
lost
it
it
all
all
back
to
home.
Cass.
Yeah, that's
No,
right.
I lost all of my gold to Cass, and then I lost all of my silver sending it back to
his-
my wife.
Yeah, but I gave you 240 silver. You didn't send 240 silver away.
I must have done the
Some gold.
conversion wrong.
I think you did.
Damn.
I did. I probably
I'll
did
just
the
pay
No,
the
it
3
was-
silver.
I think you sent away like 100.
I'm pretty sure you
and-
lost it all
um,
to Cass. Though. I remember you talking about that last
Or
time.
some of it.
Not the silver, but definitely the gold.
So okay, so you definitely playing tonight. You guys definitely actually get more people, more attention than before. I mean, you've always drawn a bit of a crowd, especially after that first like magic performance you guys did with the extravagant light show and everything.
And now that lady's gone.
But no
I'm
one actually.
gonna- I'm gonna place down 1 gold piece, and then I'll pay for my room. I'll pay for Miles' room because he seems like he's
He's poor.
he's poor. as fuck.
All right,
Hooray.
And then whatever's left, maybe grab a drink.
sounds
Does
good.
it count as a tax write-off?
Sounds good. You get a few drinks.
Depends
for
on
that
if he's
too,
on
so.
Medicare or not.
And the
I'm not.
and
Okay, so you're not.
the rest of the let's see. So the rest of so you guys get a little bit more attention than normal with your performance, and you get some interesting looks now because again, people the word has started to go around that someone has the shield, and maybe you even hear people talking about it on the other side of the tavern in between performances or something. But no one approaches you or anything like that. And then you guys all go to bed, right?
I don't know. Did Anna? Never mind. I'm an idiot. No, I'm probably up all night drinking myself to sleep again.
Oh my
What a
god.
sad man.
All right. So I'm gonna have you roll a d6, and if it's a 6, then you're gonna. If you're really drinking yourself to sleep, then you might not get a full night of sleep. Basically, is the way I'm gonna. Yeah, okay. So you're good. When that finally does happen, I'm not gonna have it be like actual drunk, which is like where you're poisoned. I'm just gonna have it be you don't get a full night's sleep, so you suffer 1 level of exhaustion. Or yeah, I don't know.
I mean, you don't
or the
think
con
drinking
stay.
isn't
He doesn't get
included in a long rest.
The what?
I mean, it's just a long rest. You don't have to sleep all 8 hours.
I guess, I mean, that's a fair point. Well, that's why I'm making him roll a d6, It's only if he goes over the top. So now, though, and so everyone else is asleep, I'm going to have you roll me another one, Ulf. Another d6. This is for something else.
Oh, is the town getting invaded?
We'll find out.
All right, nothing happens during the night. You guys all wake up, all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Except Ulf, maybe
I
a little
don't have
slower
a
to wake
tail.
up. But what? Yeah. But you guys will wake up fine, and right at the crack of dawn, I'm assuming you're gonna get going pretty early. Get a productive day of travel or shopping or whatever talking. So you guys can eat breakfast at the inn, which will not be too much, I guess, let me see. It would be probably another 2 silver for anyone who wants to eat from here.
I'm eating
Alright, I
from
will
here.
drop 2 silver.
I already earned my food, so.
Yeah, that's true. And so what do you guys like? Do you guys like talk about anything over breakfast? Figuring out any plans before you get going for the day?
So, we're not meeting the Baron, right?
No, of course not.
What happened?
We're talking while we eat.
Are we?
Hmm?
Right. All right. I'll put the voice on.
Wait,
It's terrible.
Can you guys not see the map? You should be
No,
able
the
to.
map is
No.
black.
It's been black
see
for
the
like
map.
hours.
Why-
Oh, I can see the map.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't know why you guys can't. You should be able to. Maybe if I do this.
That's why I said
Did
let
that
me out
help?
of my dark box.
Did that help?
No.
Because
Here, I'm gonna just refresh the page. Maybe
yeah,
that'll do
I don't know. That's
something.
kind of weird because the stream bot can and Perplex can, so I don't know.
I think we're the last two.
Oh yeah, I just refreshed and it went back to normal.
Yep. I don't think it's on my end. Anyways, let's see. All right, I mean, yeah, you guys can keep talking as long as you need to make your plans, figure out what you're gonna do.
I think we should go see Rhinebout. He mentioned he had got in trouble in that letter he sent.
Well, we're definitely not going to see the Baron at all. That sounds like an awful idea.
I agree.
Should probably, before we leave, to go talk to. What was that kid's name again? Jen.
Jen, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Go talk to Jen's father. Maybe we can convince him to let her stay at the Thurvolds for a bit longer, or something. Anyways, can't imagine he would be able to keep her safe, considering what these cultists are capable of.
I suppose that's worth a shot.
Right, and is that what you guys have to do as a group? What is
Alpha Knox, anyways.
I would also ask, like, what is does Layna say anything or ask anything? You know, try to ask the group what's going on at all.
I mean, I wouldn't know who Layna is. Or
I mean,
Jen.
your yeah, okay.
or Layna. There's another one.
The other Layna,
Don't
yeah,
worry.
no, you're right.
Yeah. So if we were gonna head to do that, I'd ask what's so important about this little girl.
What'd you say? Asking
Yes.
about the girl.
Yeah.
What's so important about her?
She's a magic user. That's what's important about her,
Mhm.
right?
Aren't we all?
Well, you see, that's right. But the cult that's yeah, and I've got Drake's voice.
Wow. Such disgust over that.
It's not the voice I want.
You need to go watch some British television or something.
I know. I need to.
You're doing
I need.
before.
I need to go watch some Critical Role with Grog or something. I don't know. It's who I've been trying to mimic this whole time. Anyways, she. I'm drawing blanks right now.
You're still
Awful.
waking up from the hangover, you know.
So is Matt apparently.
She's in danger of being kidnapped if we leave her unprotected.
Ah,
Several children have already been kidnapped from this town.
Technically, we're all in danger of being kidnapped again.
Sure, but none of us are 10 years old.
looks around for Kass.
Nice.
And it looks at Grizzles. How old were you again?
Well, Ewad?
Kobolds are
He-
mature like a year or two.
I think
Yeah.
he was like less than 5 years old or something, like 5 or so. I don't know.
I seem to be remembering 20.
Oh,
because I
yeah,
think we
he's
were
a little
surprised that he
older.
had survived that long already.
Yeah,
because
you're right. You're right.
Kobolds usually die in their 20s, even though they can live up to 120.
That's right. It was older. I was mistaken. Yeah, I think we'll say like 15 or 20, something like
So, like, honestly, if he dies following us around, it's just
that.
Still
natural.
better off than most kobolds.
Yeah.
He's got
So-
better gear than most kobolds by now.
Okay. Yeah, he'll say maybe like 15. We'll say that.
Also, poetry.
Yeah.
Where'd he get the money from?
He was hiding it in his in his back. That was from his background. I was like, yeah, whatever. Maybe he was hiding it this whole time.
I don't want to know where he hid that. We searched it multiple times.
Exactly.
Maybe he just stole it from me.
I'm just going to
It's
assume
just like Ulf. He put it between
He-
his
I'm
butt
going
cheeks.
to assume that it's the money that I gave him and
yeah.
stuff that he grabbed. Like maybe he's
Yeah,
been
exactly.
grabbing the random gold coins
He
that
picks some
we've
stuff off
not
enemies,
noticed.
yeah.
All right. So
He's the Roomba
when
of
you
the
guys
party.
all teleported, he searched the bodies, and that's what he found.
It is possible, actually. So
Yeah,
you guys,
there you go.
so wait, so did you guys ask anything or to anyone in particular? Sorry, or were you about to go ahead and go to the go to see Jen's dad?
I mean, let's head out. Let's
Alright.
see Jen's dad.
All right, so you I'm sure you like ask for directions where.
We know already where they live. We've been there.
Oh yeah, that's right. You have.
He's the alchemist.
Yeah. So you so you know where the alchemist is. You go to his little alchemist shop that he has. It's like one of those buildings where the house area that they live in is above the shop.
I'm surprised we haven't
so-
actually shopped at his place.
Yeah. So
Those potions are expensive.
I mean, alchemist supplies are like
so he has a
not exactly cheap.
he has a little door there that has a little like bell that might ring when you go in, and he's in there. You guys had seen him before. I don't have my description of him up, but I described him before, and it's the same guy. Wow. And he is there it is. He has brown hairs and brown eyes. He's middle-aged looking, and he's in here, and he's a half elf. I believe I described, and he's like, do you all just walk in together? He would.
I mean, is he letting us in his house, or are we just kicking down the door?
No,
and
in the-
coming
in
in?
his
Well, we're
shop.
going into
It's
the
a
shop.
shop.
This,
It's a
he's
shop.
got. I'm assuming it's like a house shop
Yeah,
combo.
the house
and
is
like
above the shop.
The storefront is the main entrance,
Yeah.
so you'd have to like find his back door if you wanted to go barging into his house.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. So
Let's not do that.
So I don't know. Is who's gonna lead the conversation here? Is the question, I guess. Who walks in first and approaches him?
Well, Ulf
I was
the
trying
one
to-
concerned about it.
You're gonna
What?
actually kick in the door?
Why would I kick at the door?
Oh, I thought you.
knock.
Okay, you knock on the door, and you hear him. He's like, "Come in."
Wait, we knocked on a storefront door.
Yeah, he's like, well, "I'm open."
Oh, right. I didn't see
Yeah,
the
this is a
sign.
business, Ulf.
I did see the sign.
and as you walk in, you see him. He sees you, and his face sours a little bit. He's like, "Oh, you."
I'm just gonna like look at the sign on the door.
So it's pretty much what you'd expect from an alchemist shop in a small town like this. There's, it's mostly like dried herbs, like strings of different like plants and stuff. Different supplies all around. Some medical supplies, that sort of thing. There are a couple.
Oh,
There are a couple potions on one shelf. Like maybe there's like 4 potions in all. That's all that is there on the shelf. He doesn't seem to make too many like potions. He's not that type of alchemist. Or they're somewhere else.
he's all natural.
Yeah. So, but he, like I said, his face sours and he goes, "Oh, what do you, like you again, or what do you want?" That sort of thing.
Just wanted to talk about your daughter.
Yeah.
And just you to have a conversation, not drawing any blades on anyone.
Yes. Yes. All of a sudden, you people think you can come in here and tell me that you know how to raise my daughter better than me. Ah, yes.
We never said anything about wanting to raise your daughter, you idiot.
She was in that tower
let's-
for a few days, and I was only able to see her after I closed up the shop.
Well, it's for her own good. You
Do you not take days off?
The what?
So do you not take days off?
Sometimes, but even then, shouldn't she be here with me?
Can
Here
you
she has
protect
a-
her
I
if someone
mean,
comes to
can
kidnap
you-
her?
And with that, he'll like reach under the table and then slap on the desk like a dagger. And he'll be like, I can protect myself well enough, thank you.
Oh, really? Do you remember when we first came to talk to you about Jen?
I don't know. We never talked to him.
Yeah, you never talked
We
about
never
it.
did?
Vince went
No, I
for
don't
you
know.
guys.
I was
We had Therival do it.
Yeah. And he, I mean, you wouldn't know this, but he sent Vince.
How big is this room, by the way?
Not that big. Like maybe, I don't know.
It's probably pretty crowded with all of us in here.
like the size of a decent living room. I don't know.
I'm just
When
gonna
you're
put
sleeping,
these
sir.
wares.
I'm going to cover up Nox's eyes and cast a spell.
Oh no.
What?
Hypnotic pattern.
That's all of you. Anyone that
Each-
looked at it.
Besides
Or
Nox.
can I designate? I can't remember. Let's see.
No,
Each creature in the area who
sees it. Yeah. So
Okay,
it's
yeah.
everyone.
Okay, so
Alright,
yeah,
so
I
I-
remembered it right. So I cover up your eyes and cast that.
I didn't specify this, but I'm probably just like looking through
Okay.
the products that he has.
I would probably also just.
It
put perusing
encompasses the
wares.
entire area of this shop, basically. So you can't help but look
Yeah.
at it unless you close your eyes.
What's happening?
Yeah, because it
That's
goes
your
through the
spell.
air.
I'm trying to stupefy everyone to make a point.
Pattern appears each creature in the area sees pattern. Oh man.
On a failed save. What's
Yeah.
our save?
I will.
It's wisdom.
It's a wisdom saving throw.
Hey.
What's your DC? Yeah?
15.
15. Okay, let me do it for
Pretty
this
good.
guy.
2 saves.
3 saves.
Is he stupefied? He's the only one I even wanted to hit.
He is stupefied. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna walk up next
Yeah,
to him.
describe what happens. Like, how does he act? You can tell me.
Let's see.
I
Well,
mean,
he's
you're
charmed.
him.
He's essentially charmed and just staring off into space as if he's seeing something
and
amazing.
incapacitated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's basically
he
just staring
falls.
there drooling.
Or yeah, he just like sits there. All right. So he just all of a sudden his face goes blank and he goes like, oh.
All right. Well, I'm going to walk up next to him, take his dagger away so nothing aggressive happens, and I'm going to slap him on the back hard enough to knock him out of it.
Okay. And he'll go like, "Ugh."
Are you sure you can protect your daughter?
And he looks down to try to reach for where the dagger was on the table, and he's like, hey, what the hell?
You've been drooling on your counter for the last 30 seconds.
Anna, can I open my eyes yet?
Yeah. Oh yes. Go ahead.
And
Man, it's just had Nox's eyes covered this whole time, dragging her
What?
around.
I would just close them after that.
and so he looks at you and he's like, I can tell that you don't want to hurt me because you would have killed me already if that was the case.
I mean,
the
we
same-
can still kill you if you want us to.
He glares at you.
It's not very helpful.
At the same time, I just worry that being in that wizard's tower, Jen will get ideas about how she should be using her magic in the future, and magic is not something that I think should be trifled with at her age.
Well, then isn't it even better that she learned from a professional like Therivold?
And not be kidnapped by a cult that we have no idea what they're using the magic users for.
Well, they seem to imply that they were going to kill us all.
That's true.
Sacrifice does tend to be a cultish activity.
Well, I didn't want to say it in front of him.
At this point, you guys hear a voice and some footsteps coming downstairs. Dad, what's going on down there? And
I just like the fact that I'm chilling behind his counter still, just like.
and so after a couple seconds, she'll like come down and like through the back door of the shop into the room and be like, "Oh, you're all here.
Hello.
Hi, Jen.
Oh, what's going on, Dad?" And he just goes, "Look, Jen,
Long story.
we were discussing things about your future." And she kind of looks at you guys like inquisitively. If any of you want to say that, you don't have to. But
Your father here seems to think he could do a better job of protecting you than Terrible. And Vince, I believe his name was.
but I like Vince. He's nice and terrible. I didn't really see him much, but he seemed all right. and you guys can tell that the dad, like his face is like shifting. He looks like he's torn. He's like he doesn't really know what to think about all this.
I'm going to walk over to the little girl, lean down, and ask, just blatantly, who she would rather stay with.
and
Would you rather stay at mommy's or daddy's?
And
she's a rather blunt one.
And she looks at you. She's like,
Hello?
"Well, I mean, how long do I have to stay there if I go?"
We don't know. It could be a while.
I'll look at her and tell her and promise her that it won't be forever.
And she looks to her dad and basically asks him like, you know, do you think I'd be safer there? To which, after a long moment of like just sitting there thinking on it, he's like, I do think so, dear.
Yes, I'm sure he has far more tricks than what I just used on you.
And the dad glares at you, but doesn't say anything. And he says, Jen, if you think you'd like to go, then I think it's okay. And she'll be like, yeah, I think it's okay if I go stay with Thurvel, and it was fun in his tower. And so the dad definitely has like a defeated look on his face, but he agrees to it, and
I'm going to walk up to his counter.
Mhm.
I am going to pull out a potion from my bag, put it on his counter, and say, "What do you give me for this?"
Which one is it again?
It's the potion of clairvoyance.
He would probably look at you and be like, do
It's
you
a
know what
potion of clairvoyance.
thank you. Yes. And he would. Okay, he would be like. Let's see.
It'd be selling price. It'd be a quarter the value of a normal item of its rarity by
Yeah.
normal rules.
Let me look at.
Since
What's
consumables
its-
are already halved, and then selling price is halved again.
Yeah.
What's its rarity?
Yeah. What's its rarity? Because I can't.
I have no idea. It's a 3rd level spell.
I would
It's
assume it's
probably
at the very
rare.
least uncommon or rare.
Yeah, he'll be
Probably
okay.
uncommon.
It's fine.
Uncommon would be,
So he'd be like-
a quarter of 500.
Yeah, he'd be like, I think for that I could give you, 75 gold for that.
75 is
rare.
cutting it a little bit cheap. What? How about we go 100?
See, the thing is, I don't really think I'm going to be able to find many people that have use of it. I could always ship it off to Fellington, where it'll probably find a buyer quicker, but that'll cost me the transportation, and I won't be able to sell it for as high a price as I normally would.
Perhaps you could give him 100 gold worth of potions.
I'd be interested in trading.
I believe I could. We could do that.
Store credit.
Store credit.
We could come to arrangement with that. Yes.
Oh god.
Tell you what, if you wanted, I could trade for this. And he goes to the shelf and pulls off one of the potions. It's a red potion. And he holds it out to you, and he says, "This potion can heal your wounds when you're in battle, but it's stronger than the normal ones you'll get."
I, as a player, have no idea if that's a good deal. But,
A greater restoration
I-
potion or something like that?
I mean,
I was gonna say, I know a normal one is like
What?
50 gold.
a normal one
that-
is 50.
I'm going to roll to see if I know the value of that.
All right, so I'm an
because I'm
alchemist.
proficient in
I'm
Arcana.
proficient with alchemist supplies.
Yeah.
Doesn't
And
mean
I-
you know the price necessarily.
I guess your
But you can
alchemist
tell what
supplies
it
would
is.
probably roll a lot higher than. Well, the modded should be higher than what I rolled, but.
No,
All
it's
you have to
actually
do
only
to
50.
identify a potion is taste it. But-
Yeah.
I mean,
He'll
Well,
offer
I'm not trying to
Taste it.
identify. I'm more trying to determine the
the
value,
price. Yeah. If you
which you
wanna-
wouldn't necessarily know for things like that.
If you wanted to identify it though, Miles, you could. He'll let you like take a a little drop or whatever, however much.
He has a little dropper.
Yeah, you'll squirt some in your mouth.
All right. So I'm going to.
He's got a shot glass.
Ask if I can test its capabilities.
Yeah, and he like hands it to you and watches.
All right, I'm going to fabricate a dagger out of the air. Just cut my thumb a little bit. Poof, it's gone. Take a little dip with my pinky. Taste it.
Why did you have to do that?
Because the cut might close. Because it's a potion of healing.
That's the song.
Oh, I got you. All right. So you taste it or whatever, and it closes up, and it is
Just
a
traumatized Jen.
it is a
over
greater
here.
potion of healing. Yeah.
Okay, so we have found out that greater potions of healing
Heal.
close up cut wounds.
Well,
I wonder,
know.
do people just keep healing potions around for paper cuts?
Yeah, just dab a little bit.
Just take a dropper and just like
But no,
a couple
so-
drops.
So
They
you
just
know
keep them in like liquid gel.
you know
form.
what it is. You know that it's a more
Just teeny
potent
dose for
version
paper
of
I mean,
a
I know
healing
that-
potion.
I know that he wasn't trying to swindle me by giving me like red water or anything.
Mm-hmm. So
Can't say
the
I'm
Drink the red
particularly
water.
familiar
he
with
might
the
still be trying to
price.
swindle you.
I mean, yeah.
Could be
So-
watered down.
so so and then Anna rolled to see like if she knew how much this would be worth, knowing what it is or presuming what it is at least. And you think that it might depend on where you go. One might be more valuable than the other, but they're in general they're probably roughly equal in the same tier.
I mean, like, so from a out of game perspective, they're not at all.
Oh, they aren't.
No, a greater healing potion is uncommon, and a clairvoyance potion is rare.
All right. Well, I was assuming that clairvoyance potion uncommon, but I guess that makes sense. Oh yeah,
Well,
but
one
that makes sense.
is
Still
buying
gonna-
and one is selling, though.
Well, yeah. So that's actually
Yeah, I guess.
he will. So yeah, actually, Anna would
I
know
mean-
that then. Anna would know that the clairvoyance potion is probably a tier up then actually. But then again, he had said he'll trade you. He's not gonna give you the full thing because he still has to make money. So it still kind of stands with that logic.
So basically, it's worth about 100 then.
Yeah.
Can't say I'm terribly familiar with the cost of such potions.
Seems roughly fair.
Fair enough. It's a deal.
We are out in the more rural area. If you were in the capital, you might be able to get a better deal, but out here, it's fine.
Yeah. All right. So do you take that trade then? He'll give you the
Yes.
potion of healing greater, and you'll take he'll take the potion of clairvoyance. All right. Got it. And so he looks to the rest of you guys, and he'll say something along the lines of as soon as your group goes, I'll take Jen to Theravel's Tower.
Sounds good to me.
And he'll say,
Medium only has potion of healing normal.
Yeah,
It's 4d4 plus 4. It's just doubled of a normal. It's basically the equivalent of me casting Cure Wounds once.
It's 44, you said?
Yes.
yeah.
Plus 4?
Yep.
Yep.
Ulf would also say to the group that he would like to go find some javelins.
Practicing lawn darts. Yes,
Well,
lawn
you
darts
know.
now exist.
They're canon. Well, I'd rather have something with a bit of range other than waiting for the enemy to show up
Good
at my
idea.
feet.
I could probably use a bow as well.
Funnily
much
enough, I can't summon a bow anymore.
So we need 2 bows and some javelins.
Can he even afford a bow anymore?
We'll find out.
I ask you, hold out your hands.
To me,
Yes.
I hold them out.
I dump all of my silver pieces into your hands, and it's 40 silver.
Well, I don't think that's going to be enough.
And then I take the money back and put it back in my coin purse.
I just look at you and put my hand on your shoulder for a second, then walk away.
Right?
What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing.
So you guys, and so you
Default
guys with that
ability.
head off to.
Just whisper that to myself.
That's funny. So that one, at that point, you guys, I'm assuming, walk off to back to the smith. There's a general store as well, but you know, you guys already have a rapport with the smith. I'm assuming you want to go there.
Whichever one's cheaper.
All right, yeah. The smith will give you a discount. He'll basically say, you know, after our friendly competition last night, I consider you an equal. He'll say to you, Ulf, and he'll basically give you javelins for I just had it. He'll give you, each javelin will cost you 3 silver.
3 silver a piece.
Yep.
That's what you get for reusable ammunition.
Yep. And plus you can use them as like a jabby weapon too, so if you need to.
Yeah.
So, they're useful.
I'm probably gonna go with 5. 5, yeah.
All right. Sounds good. And he'll give you like a special strap to put them on your back too, with that. All right. So then, who wanted to buy a bow?
I did.
He'll. Did you go to? I'm assuming you might have gone straight to the Fletcher then.
Yeah,
the Smith
I'm
is
assuming
gone
they're
up and-
probably near each other,
Yeah,
especially since the arrowheads would probably come from the smith.
Yeah, all this stuff is in the center of the town roughly, so it's not too far apart.
Yeah.
So
I'll split off and go to the bow place.
okay. What's the rest of the group doing? Are they just hanging out with the people, shopping with them?
Yep.
All right. So you go and you want a short bow or a long bow?
I can't use longbows.
Okay. They'll give you a short bow for 20 gold pieces.
Ooh, that's a deal right there.
Yeah.
I'll take it. And let's see, I need a quiver and some arrows as well.
Okay.
You can have one of my extra quiver and arrows.
Ooh. Do you just have like a quiver full of arrows on you?
I do.
Yeah.
I gave them to her.
So
remember that,
you
yeah.
have a quiver and 20 arrows now.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Also, assuming Grizzles is following me around most of the time, I'd probably
Oh,
absentmindedly mention that he should probably pick up some sort of ranged weapon as well, perhaps a sling if he doesn't have
He'll
much in the way of funds.
He'll be like, well, I could lose a sling. I've used those in the past.
I'm assuming somebody here would have slings as well. They're good, like, rudimentary
Yeah.
weapons.
Yeah,
Very cheap.
Yeah, the general store would have one, and he would he'd probably want you to go with him, so most people aren't too
So that he
friendly
could
to-
actually get it instead of being refused.
Yeah, exactly. But you
Yeah,
can...
I do that after getting the bow then.
Yeah, it's like 1 silver, so not a big deal.
And I don't know what the whole ammunition situation is. I'm assuming you just literally
Yeah,
pick up rocks or
yeah,
something.
I think you just use rocks, and he has no problem with
As
that.
long as there's rocks
Is there
available.
anywhere in
There's always
town
rocks.
that sells meat?
Yeah, absolutely. There's gonna be.
Meat.
I mean, you could probably get it easiest at like the tavern or something, like
Oh
dried
god,
meat.
I suppose I should add the sling for.
I'm
boy.
going to go to the tavern
Yes, sir.
and ask if they want some fish.
Oh, that's right.
And they'll like
Wait, you had that fish all night?
Yeah.
might
It's
be
cooked
kind
and
of
salted.
isn't it?
Oh, okay. I thought it was still fresh fish. I was like, that's
Wait,
nasty.
did you prepare it or what? Like, is
Yeah,
it just...
I prepared it and preserved
okay.
it.
Okay, you preserved
Smoked it up.
Okay. So let's see. Hold
Shrimp
on.
breed every day.
Melina, the halfling woman, will be like, she'll be like, yeah, I could take that off your hands. How much? What do you think your work is worth for that?
For you, copper apiece. That's 6 copper total.
Yeah, she'll be like, oh, absolutely. That's why, thank you, good sir. That'll, I'm sure some people will like this. We get fish on the river, but never enough of it. Always a popular dish. And she'll take it from you, or give you the copper in return.
I guess I would wander to the general store and put the 6 gems I have on his counter and say, "What do you give me for this?"
All right, yeah, okay. And I'm pretty sure. Hold on, I
They were
have.
mediocre gems.
Yeah, I think They're like,
That's what you told me.
yeah, they're 10 apiece, I believe, at baseline. Let's see. Let me make sure that's right. I have it written down like an exact number. Was it there? Where did you get these? Sorry. This was
In the temple.
in the temple. Okay. Okay, yeah. He'll be like, oh, you know, I got a jeweler buddy in Fellington that could use these. I'll give you 7 gold apiece for them.
Okay.
Right. So that's what is that? 7. That's 42.
42.
Yeah. Yep. And he'll give you 42 gold for that. All right.
How much did you sell those javelins for again, by the way?
The what?
Gold apiece, I believe.
I thought we had a deal.
No, there's 3 silver.
Oh, was it 3
Wasn't it?
silver?
Or 5 silver? I don't know.
You bought them
I don't
for 3 silver a piece.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So as opposed to the normal, which is 5. So so let's see. So, and I'm assuming you guys like mentioned a place that you'll reconvene, doing after running
Yeah.
errands.
We just meet at the end.
All right, yeah. So, so as you guys are all sort of assembling at the inn, you hear a familiar voice, yell out to you guys.
Stop right there, criminal scum.
Stop right there, criminal scum.
And it's Lady Arlana walking towards you guys. She says, "Hello there."
Hello. I did deliver the message.
And she just nods and keeps walking, dead set on like just approaching you guys. And with her it's her and a different dude you guys haven't seen before. Oh.
I don't know what that was.
And let me just look at something real quick. So it's her and another dude. This other dude is dressed in armor of some type. Let me see real quick. I have it right here, I promise. He's dressed in some sort of armor. I'll find it in a second. But he's a pretty tall figure. He's got a shield hanging from one side, and you actually see a morning star is hanging from his belt on the other side. And he maybe looks in his early 40s, walking towards you guys alongside Lady Arlana. And Lady Arlana approaches you guys and says, do you all have a moment to speak?
Not really. We were actually just about to leave town.
I was sent by the Baron to try to collect you all.
Yes, I told them.
Yes, he would really like to speak to you all about.
Did Miles actually tell us?
Yes, I
No.
did.
I mean, you guys
Oh.
all heard it, didn't you?
We
think.
did
Yeah.
We did just hear it.
Yeah, but did Miles actually tell us?
Yeah. Like, after you guys came down, I said that the Baron wanted to speak to you guys.
Yeah, because I think that was the time we were like, yeah, no.
But she looks at you guys and says, so your friend here did tell you then that the Baron would like to speak to you all. Well,
I shrug.
yeah. If it makes
She
you more
would know.
interested, the Baron also has payments for you for your service.
We've also got other payments other places too.
Theravel has sent his payment over to the keep. He said that that we could give it to you all when you got back to town.
Well,
And the Baron would love to speak to you all and present you with your money.
Why does the Baron want to talk to us?
He's heard you made quite a name for yourself in some nearby towns.
I have no idea what he's
Right.
talking about.
But if you don't wish to go, that's fine.
He's probably talking about me.
I don't believe
think-
we've met.
I think so.
I'm the best smith in all of Belster.
I don't believe we met. Who are you again?
As I just told you, the best smith in all of Belster.
And wasn't there another? No,
they're
I
gone
believe we
now.
had
Nope,
seen.
only me.
I don't think I had met
I'm
the other.
I'm
but-
the only best in Belster. That's how.
I mean, not last night.
That's
but
how best
the
Alright.
best works.
We're not in Belster, so you know.
And you're from Belster. Well, if you all don't want to meet the Baron and receive payment, we can always send the money back to Thurl's Tower to wait for his arrival. But otherwise, if that is all, let's say then, have you heard rumors of a group of a similar number of people to your own that had this shield?
What shield?
What shield?
Shield.
Oh,
You mean this one? And I pull mine off?
Oh no, it's a much more notable shield than that.
This one. I pull out mine.
I pull my shield out.
It has the it's the shield of this area. It has the bear of the crest on it.
I look at my shield. Does it have a bear on it?
No.
Oh no.
I present my shield and say, "You can find no better shield than this one here."
I do not need that one.
I smack it with my hammer a few times.
She just looks at you and says, Well, I suppose if you haven't heard about this, then we'll be off. But the Baron's.
When I get closer though, I do lean in and just kind of be like, "You're talking of the Shield of Felling, yes?" I mean, I assume I would know.
Yeah.
It's a masterpiece work.
She
Whatever.
she doesn't. She like backs off a bit and doesn't attempt to hide her voice at all or lower her voice. She just says, "Yes, the Shield of Felling is its name."
I've heard of that.
Oh,
Have I heard of it? I'm not really from here.
I mean, you've all heard of it at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but do I know of its significance?
I mean, you all kind of. I think.
You know that fucking Minor of Noble wanted it.
Yeah.
I like cockily lean my head back and say, "Good luck finding that. That thing hasn't been seen in hundreds of years." Exaggeration. But...
Yes, well,
I guess Layna actually would have no idea what we had.
No, she wouldn't know we have it.
Well, I suppose if you're new
Which is
here,
hilarious.
If you're new here, you might not know about it, but there were reports that a group very similar to your own, described very similarly, was seen with such a shield.
Well, you know how rumors spread in this area.
Yes, the people around here are very prone to rumors. Keeps information out there on the open. Very well
Perhaps
then.
the cultists found it.
I suppose that could be true.
How
Very
much
well
does
then.
she know about the cultists? Like, have we...
We haven't
Yeah.
said anything to any of them.
I guess they would know whatever Theraville knows?
Maybe.
I mean, you can ask her.
Presumably. No, I'm not gonna worry about it. Just speculate that maybe the cultists have it.
Well, if you all don't have any information and you don't want to receive your payment, then I suppose I'll be off. And she...
Don't worry, if I ever find that shield, you'll be answering to me.
And she turns
And
around.
Whoa,
and
I
I just grin aggressively.
she sort of glares at you and turns on her heel and starts
I think
walking
she's
off.
joking.
And she motions to the other armored dude there and says, "Come on, Macrum, let's go." And he walks off with her.
After they leave, I just lean over. You know, you just implied that you're going to start a rebellion and become her new lord.
Look, it's all fun and games. There's no.
I just ponder it for a second and be like, "Yes, I know what I implied."
So while this was going down, there were like some.
So you know.
Some of the townspeople might have been like had probably given you guys some looks and maybe tried to overhear. At this point, a group of kids actually runs up to you guys,
Oh no.
and it's like 6 or 7 kids. They seem to range in age between like 5 and 10, and they're like oh you're that group of adventurers, right?
Which
one?
ones?
The ones that are and then like another kid cuts that one off and goes, "Oh, the ones that are looking for the disappeared people, the people that gone missing."
That would be us.
How do you know about that?
I mean,
It's a
news
small
gets around
town.
here
There's so
pretty
much else to
quickly.
talk about.
I mean, I know.
There was a big announcement about it in the town square.
Look, I don't remember everything that's happened.
You were the only ones that volunteered. Everyone else was scared. And then like this little girl pipes up. She's like, my dad said that anyone who took that job was suicidal.
Well,
Well, we haven't
your
managed
dad,
to
your
die
father, your father's wrong.
Oh,
We're
and,
all
What?
still here.
and she looks very sad.
Not quite.
And then so then this one.
Back away from the mic.
So then this
Also, if I
one.
don't remember incorrectly, didn't you have one more?
So this one other this one 6-year-old steps forward, and this one's actually dressed a little nicer than the rest of the kids. Most of them are in like rags or like summer clothes that they can get dirty. This one's actually in some nicer clothes. He's like only 6 though. He's pretty young, but it looks like his parents like to dress him up a little more. And he's like,
Wow.
But it. So you did you go looking off and did you find anything?
We found a few things.
Oh, tell us
Look.
about him.
Children, this is not a topic that you need to be concerning yourselves with.
Don't you worry. Once this whole matter is resolved, you can come to the tavern and I will tell you all about it.
Mm-hmm.
For a reasonable price.
I don't charge
Just-
the patrons.
just-
I only
just
take
for-
tips. I charge the establishment.
Just for fun, I'll pull out the Griffin's horn and I'll just show them. I'll be like, "Well, we found this on our adventures."
And that like 6-year-old looking boy that's dressed nicely, he runs over, and the rest of the group seems to follow him. He actually seems to be kind of like their natural leader. And he comes over and looks at it, and the rest crowd around. He's like, "What's this? Can I touch it?"
No, trust me.
Oh,
It
it
it's
looks so
not-
nice though.
I am
look.
going
If
to...
we're going,
My dad has one that looks just like it.
oh,
I mean, it's not as big, but
Jesus.
My dad's horn isn't that big.
Welcome to middle school, boys.
who's your?
Wow, he's scared she needed it.
Yeah. Who's your father?
my
Who's your
dad.
daddy?
I was waiting for it.
Oh my god. Wait, who said? Why did Shad say enjoy the $10?
Oh, we're watching Google
She gave you.
Poetry,
She
by the
we're
way.
watching
donated
Google
10.
Wait, did you give me?
Yeah, she gave you $10.
Yeah, that's weird. I had to open. Oh, there's a donate. I didn't have my Streamlabs open. That's why I was opening. Oh,
Wow.
I didn't notice it.
Wow.
It didn't notify.
Wow.
I'm sorry, Shad. Thank you for the $10 donation. That's very kind of you. I'm sorry I didn't notice earlier,
Wow.
but I
You
noticed
just
now.
funded the stream for the next 100 years.
Yeah, exactly. No, thank you. That's actually very, very helpful. No, I actually have
Anyways.
3 other follows since then too. Wow, I should keep this open.
Wow.
Wow.
Professional streamer.
All right. Anyways, though, so the kid, so actually one of the other little kids, is like, oh, his dad is the Baron.
Oh.
Of course.
Shouldn't you have a few guards with you?
I mean, no one around here is gonna hurt me. Why would anyone hurt me?
Is what's her face still walking off in the distance where we can see her?
She's like at the gate of the keep by now, but
Wait, we're in the town where the
Wait,
Baron's
how
at?
far is the gate? How
you
we
guys,
at the inn?
you get the inn is only like across the square from the keep. It's not that far at all.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
So
all in
is
the
she
central
like
area.
within sight at the gate, or did she go through?
She's like, I mean, she's walking still. Yeah.
I guess I'd point. Does the scary one over there know that you're wandering around here?
Scary one, Lady Arlana is super nice.
I'm sure she is.
Right.
I think she likes you.
Oh.
She's strict with other people.
So, do you kids want to see something cool?
And they all clamor and go, yeah.
I summon a
Cut yourself.
glaive.
Whoa! That's so cool. How did you do that? It just came out of midair.
Oh, bit of a trade secret, I'm afraid. And I drop it and it disappears into a puff of smoke.
And they'll go like, ah! One of the kids will come over to Ulf and look up at him and be like, whoa, you're so tall.
Am I that
How
tall?
tall is he?
I don't think I'm that tall. I'm 6'3", so okay, a little bit tall.
You're only an
Very tall.
inch taller than I am.
I mean, to the kids, though, you're pretty tall.
He's
You're
also
an
built
inch-
like a
you're an
fucking
inch taller
brick
than I
shit
am.
Oh, yeah,
house.
I am really scrawny. to
And
be
then
fair.
this little girl goes up to Layna and like jumps up and down next to you and goes, you gotta be the most toughest looking lady I've ever seen.
I'm gonna just pick her up and like hold her in the air.
Actually, you're not
Little
exactly
girl.
wrong there, kid.
And she's like, whoa. You know.
I'm also
Yeah.
going to summon my spear, +1. This
Eh.
one isn't all spooky looking. It looks like a normal but really good spear.
And they're all like, ooh. And then one kid goes over to Nox and like points to the covered up shield. And it's like, what's that?
That's a piece of cloth.
But what's the covering? It's gotta be something under there, something cool, right?
Not really. I keep very many uncool.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks.
Anytime.
Well, I suppose we better be off.
And they'll go like, aw, but you're all so cool.
Well, we'll be back. We'll be around.
And they sort of like mumble and grumble, and they start going off, and they actually go, and they go off one by one, and you can see them going off and like picking up sticks and like play fighting with them. So,
As the last one of them's running away with a stick, I'm gonna touch it and cast light on it.
and they all go like, whoa, and start like, and he like
Oh.
start, and they play
You're
like
the
tag.
wizard of the group.
Yeah, and they start playing tag, and he's like chasing them with a light.
I will smite you in the darkness.
Anyway,
Come back as a wizard.
so yeah, and then you guys are free to go. So
Right.
Makes it sound like we were arrested.
so
We
you're
could have been.
so what is your guys' plan then?
Repaint the
Nox.
shield?
Or are you
I don't know.
going?
For real, how do we break it to Layna that I'm gonna go up to Nox? So we should probably tell our new companion about that.
We might want to do it somewhat more private. I think the square might be a little too open.
I'm not talking to you.
Look, I'm right here.
You just shove your head between us.
Yes. I want to be a part of the conversation.
You really have no social etiquette, do you?
He's an orc. What do you expect?
Now that's just rude.
What are you doing over here?
I'm just nosy.
All our faces are just like 2 inches away from each other. Well,
Let's get out of town.
Although
sorry.
getting paid is tempting, I'm still a bit nervous about what these people want with this shield.
Yes, I'd rather get rid of the death cult before we accept our money anyway. I'd rather be alive to spend it.
Plus, I mean, it only hurts us to delay, I think.
I agree.
Just gives them more time to try and find us and collect the other artifacts they're looking for. Although I
Do
can't
what
remember
they
if there's
will with your
anything left that
friend.
they haven't gotten.
I don't know.
The Might Stone.
The
Well,
Might
yeah.
Stone.
The Might Stone. And the shield.
Sie mighted Stonen.
I don't think they were necessarily after that. I mean, although maybe, considering who's running the cult.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
But now we've got it.
Yeah.
Did we ever we destroyed the skull piece, right?
Did we do that?
We haven't. We've talked.
have
I've
not.
talked about wanting to do it, but I was kind of wanting to get the wizard to look at it first. But you know, he's like not around.
He's shagged up in the Barrens, apparently.
No, he's at the Duke.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well,
So yeah, what are you guys doing? You guys told me.
we were going to go
Well-
see Rhinebout, who was in the town to the north of us.
Well, he's a little outside the town, I think. He had said in his note. To the east of the town.
To the east of the northern town.
Yeah.
Is it that one that's just kind of
It's the one that's
covered up?
not
It's
marked.
unmarked.
Yeah, and it has.
Oh, it's not marked.
Yeah, but
The one above the L.
Yeah. And the name from
What?
it is. Hold on one sec.
That is not the one I thought.
Where did I put the note? 1 second.
Who is it this town then?
Searms Pass.
Yeah, Searms Pass. That's it. So yeah, Searms Pass is where he said they went. That he's a little to the east of Searms Pass, because he thinks that they might have drawn more attention than he wanted in Searmston. So
I do wonder how he drew so much attention. It's a lot more inconspicuous than us.
Well, you never know what he might pull.
all right. And so, are you guys gonna start heading there? To the
Yeah.
north along the road,
To
and
meet
then to the
Rhinebout
east.
and Richard the Elf.
Yeah, and so he said
Dick.
that he would Dick the Elf. So he did say in the note that his eagle will meet up with you guys when you guys are close. You know,
Mhm.
that's kind of what he implied.
Oh no!
I'll send my eagle after his eagle.
Yeah.
Don't feed Rhinebout's eagle to your new pet. Not
Which
that I'm
one?
sure you can stop him.
Which one, as the warhorse comes walking up?
Why is there a warhorse wandering around on its own?
It's mine.
What do you mean yours?
It's my horse.
But how? You can't afford a warhorse. And where is
That's
all of
all
its
that
gear?
expensive.
It's just walking around without bridle or saddle.
Well, look, I haven't gotten around to buying that stuff yet.
Did you steal a horse when we were traveling?
No, I didn't steal the horse. I stole a griffin.
That's funny.
But no,
Excuse me?
we'll talk about it later. We
Is this something to do with your god
Magic.
thing?
yes, magic.
Oh,
You're just full of surprises, aren't you?
And he didn't
Wait.
give you a fish.
I didn't think
Look.
you're.
I'll start introducing you to a fish here pretty quick.
What does that even mean?
Look, there's a lot of stuff we gotta catch up on. We'll tell you here on the road, probably.
Like I've seen paladins in the capital with magical steeds, but didn't expect it from you.
You saying I'm not paladin-y enough
Well, you certainly don't
to
cut
be
the
in the
typical
paladin
image.
club? Paladin.
Paladin.
To be fair, it does seem like you're here and not there.
By the way,
What the fuck?
I never did ask. Paladins usually swear an oath. What is it you're trying to achieve?
Oh no, I actually gotta look.
You don't know your own oath.
No, I don't.
Can't break your oath if you don't know it.
Exactly.
That's not how that works.
Yeah, you can't break the law if you don't know it, right?
That's not how that works either.
Holy shit. I just like the idea that you rattle off an exact code of ethics in very official terms, even though no one has been around to tell you.
That seems.
The oath of the ancients is as old as the race
Oh
of
my
elves,
god.
rituals of the druids.
Yada 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 yada. Yada yada yada.
The druids?
Emphasizes the
The
principles of good above
The
any concern of
drones.
law or chaos. Its very central principles are simple: kindle the light, throw your axe of mercy. Yeah, mercy, like when he killed Grizzles right at the first
Mercy
part.
kill.
Mercy kill.
Mercy kill.
It was a mercy kill.
Shelter
So,
the light.
once again,
Shelter
that's
the
how it
light. Try to
works.
kill the loving father. You know, threaten the loving father. No, just kidding.
I didn't threaten him.
I'm just messing. I know. Yeah, that seems like an interesting vote. Anyways, though, so are you guys gonna go ahead and like talk on the road and start heading out of town? I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, I imagine I'm grilling him as we're traveling about
Yeah.
like what he's actually a paladin of.
All right. Mm-hmm.
Look, I was protector of life when I saved the griffin. All right.
like up until
That's
this
true.
point, he's
That's
had
true,
a few
actually.
kind of cool magical tricks, but now he's like riding around on a fucking magical horse. So
Yeah.
I cut
He's legit.
myself and make lightning.
Yeah. But yes.
you're just a fucking weirdo. I don't want to know about that.
So I am. It's gonna be most of the day to travel, especially because you got to go a little. It's not just to the town. You got to go to the east of the town and find exactly where this camp is, or get close enough that the eagle will find you guys.
Oh,
Hold on.
more
a second.
important, we need you to describe your warhorse.
Yeah, what kind of
What
horse?
kind of color in there?
What kind of coloring?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brown.
Okay.
What
Just
kind of hair? Like mane.
Okay.
What
hold on
kind
a
of
second.
mane?
Yeah.
Glorious.
One second.
What color?
Glorious.
Purple.
Wow, that's a rare color.
Mhm.
All right. So the
It's got a horn coming out of its head and everything.
Yeah. No. That's
When it
I
walks,
don't
there's a
think so.
rainbow.
I'm sure
think
I would
yours
have had
are
other
actually
questions
greater
if that's what I saw walking out. I'd be
Yeah.
like, that's
So-
I'm sure many people would have had questions.
Yeah.
No,
Alright,
it's
so,
just a plain Jane horse,
Um,
brown, black mane.
So when you guys get out on the road, let's see.
also you can telepathically communicate with it if you didn't
Yeah.
pay attention.
After,
Yeah, that's why it walked up.
After
What language does it
about-
speak?
I think it speaks one language of the choice
His
of the.
choice.
Yeah.
That he can speak.
Yes.
I know,
So-
that's why I asked him what language. does it
Orcish,
speak?
common, or something.
I
Mm.
I still love Jack's warhorse from my
It was so good.
it was a celestial warhorse.
Yeah,
because,
the kid literally only understand me. and
Fucking
English.
saved
God.
my ass.
Let's see.
What language?
I'm gonna say.
I mean, I'm assuming
I'm gonna-
Orcish is your natural language, but that doesn't always.
Well,
necessarily
yeah.
help.
Well, I can either have
Or-
it common, orc, or dwarf.
You
I
know
mean,
what I
if it
mean?
speaks if it can understand common, it can.
If you even considered
Yeah.
utility, you'd probably pick common since it's basically a spy. At that
Yeah.
point,
Yeah, probably.
if,
Like
if you were just
guitar.
going with natural, you might have just picked Orcish. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get myself a magical horse.
Yeah.
It's gonna speak my language.
So the.
Well, that's what I was thinking. It was either common or orcish, but I'm gonna probably go with common.
Alright.
Common.
So the alright, so after you guys get a little ways out of town, unless you want to do anything else, just let me know right now. But as you guys are leaving the town,
I actually have something to do.
Oh yeah, what do you want to do?
I want to buy a scarf.
A scarf.
Yeah.
So
okay.
as we're like talking about leaving, you're like, no, I'm cold.
The general store definitely has them. There's also like seamstresses and like weavers here that can just give you stuff directly.
I will go to the place that I feel would have the cheapest scarves
Yeah,
because I'm
it's-
not exactly rich.
Yeah, you
at the
hear
moment.
about this lady who buys a lot of the wool that comes through here and then makes it into stuff. She'll give you a woolen scarf. You want it like a nice quality or crappy? What you know?
I don't want it to break, but I don't want it to be exactly fancy.
She'll give
So
you
rough and functional.
She'll give you a decent one for like
Heyo.
like 2 silver pieces.
All right, done.
Right?
The Ulf equivalent of a scarf.
Yeah.
I'm
Alright.
just wearing all.
I am
So-
now riding on Miles's shoulders.
Yeah, he's my scarf.
Nice. So and so now you guys, is that it then? You guys head out of town?
I feel like
Naked.
you couldn't actually even lift him up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I
With
could
armor
guarantee
on.
you could.
So the alright, so you guys are heading out of town. When you guys get a little bit out, after maybe 45 minutes or an hour of walking along, and I'm assuming, well, if you're riding on your horse, but just trotting, not like going ahead. Or are you leading
No,
it
I just-
on foot?
Yeah.
It's just walking next to
Basically,
you.
I don't have a saddle for it. So
You can ride a horse without a saddle.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, you know what? I don't want to be like on my horse while everybody else
I mean-
walks.
You could, I mean, do you? I'm just saying, you can ride a horse without a
Yeah.
saddle.
Well, so
I know.
so either way, you're walking next to your horse, and after about 45 minutes, then you hear a decently loud screech, and the griffin.
Oh no!
And
Oh no! Oh no!
The griffin starts to fly. Comes down. You can see it like swooping down to a height where it's just sort of hovering above you guys, flapping around above you guys, not too far away, like following along. But it doesn't come any closer unless you blow the horn.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to
Thankfully,
look
your
over
horse
and,
isn't a normal horse. Otherwise, you'd be chasing it down right now.
So
I'm
the,
gonna ask, is that the griffin you stole?
Well, stole is kind of a strong word.
That's the
Rescue.
word you used?
He found it
I
in the
know.
woods.
We found it in the woods. I saved it from another group of orcs. Torturing it.
That's
It's true.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, him and the leader of the other orcs beat the shit out of each other, and
I saw
Uh,
that was
barely.
So
We were almost
one-
having to drag his dead body out of the middle of a clearing.
yes, and this orc also was swallowed by a fish, and that's how he got here.
Yeah.
To be fair, in this case, he does have the griffin.
I suppose that's fair.
Yeah, it's
How would
And I
one even
can't
go about
imagine why a
catching such a
griffin would be
fish?
following him.
Look, I've got a way back and forth from the island to the mainland now.
so
Well, you could always ask for the fish's help.
Well, that's what I meant. Is like that I've got the fish.
Oh, you're going to jump inside the fish again. I thought you meant the griffin.
I mean, the griffin could jump in too.
it's like one layer of miscommunication after
Oh.
another.
It's like I just I don't
This is worse
understand.
than Google Translate.
Yeah. Alright. So
Ulf, I feel like I need to teach you some things about common when we have time. I feel like there's something
syntax.
getting lost.
Oh, come here, Mia. So I want to know. You can just explain out of character. So you guys' plan is to go to Searms Pass, and then like head off to the east from there, because that's what you said to do. Or do you want to head off east before then and skirt around the town? Like, what do you want to do?
Skirt.
Or the village. What is your plan?
Room.
Well, you did say you didn't want to attract any unwanted attention in that town. Should we avoid going into it directly?
I suppose.
I mean, I don't think the griffin is gonna make it any easier, but
That's just
We
one-
already have a fair share of problems in this group.
Hmm.
All right. So you guys are gonna try to skirt around the edge of the town then, and then head off to the east when you get.
So
We're
Layna,
gonna skirt.
room.
Perplex, I think Miles asked you
so
something.
Layna,
Yes,
you said you're from Belster, didn't you?
indeed.
It's quite a long ways away, if I remember correctly. What are
Not
you
the
doing here?
longest.
I think it's closer than the capital. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's closer than the
Uh,
capital.
Sure, it's separated by water, but that
Boat
doesn't
trip
necessarily mean
away.
too much.
The what?
Hmm?
What did Perplex say? Sorry.
I said just a boat trip away.
So why are you here, if you don't mind me asking?
I mean, I've been a smith my whole life, and oh man, I forgot who actually like called out to me. Hold on.
It was someone that I don't think you actually got their name. You didn't really, but it was someone.
A divine agent. Okay.
Yeah, some
Yeah.
divine agent from.
It's roughly twice the distance
And
to the capital, so
and through my work, a divine agent of
Valtris.
Forge
Is what I
God
have?
that
Yeah.
poetry has not told me.
It's Valtris. I have a name now. Valtris.
Okay.
VALTRS. Yeah, I came up with that after the. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm aware. Divine Agent of Voltress enjoyed my work and decided that I'd be a good candidate to fight evil in this world.
So, did you take a boat or a fish to the mainland?
You know, I took a boat, but on my travel here, I did see quite a large fish among the seas. In other words, I did roll that I was in a large fish and decided, fuck that.
That would have been amazing. Been like, yeah, I was eaten by a fish too.
It was the first random life event that I rolled.
Better yet, you find like a carved-in scar on the inside of its stomach, marking Ulf's name.
Yeah, because that would have been like a few months or like a year after. I don't know. So that would have been great.
Right. I don't know the timeline, but it wasn't.
Yeah, it was a while ago now, but presumably something that big is going to be around for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. Anyways,
All right.
The fish lives. That
So,
should be the next quest.
Did Miles have any other questions he was gonna ask? It seemed like he had a
fish
few.
the fit.
That was it.
So I am. I'm gonna have you guys roll me a D12. Who hasn't that wants to?
Layna hasn't.
All right. Perplex, you want to roll a D12 so we can see
Random encounter.
if there's a random encounter. Ooh.
See, this time we got Scripper on our side.
Got lots of suspense here. Unless Perplex actually just left immediately
I think
after getting done talking.
I think he just walked away.
I just, you know, I wanted to go away for a second.
All right, you can. Yeah, there you go. All right, cool.
I had it written up
And let me see something real quick.
before he said who, so I just wished through it.
1 second, real quick.
Skirt.
So you guys, on the way, maybe about halfway between the two towns, or the town and the village, you hear like galloping hooves from up ahead, coming toward you guys.
I'm going to turn around and look at these galloping hooves.
Like on the road,
From ahead of us? Or
From
behind?
ahead of us or behind
from
us?
ahead of us, ahead of you.
I'm gonna slap the horse on the
Hey,
rear
he's
end
the
and
party,
send it
technically.
forward.
You're gonna send
I
it.
step off the path to get out of the way of these gallopers.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm also going to look in the direction of the sound.
Yep. Yeah, they're coming
Yeah, I'm
from
also
Sears's
gonna
Pass.
follow that.
They're coming from
Yeah, I'm
Sears's Pass,
also-
but all right. So I'll assume you guys are all like stepping off the road, getting. Are you trying to hide or just like on the side of the road?
I would assume we're trying to hide.
I wasn't. I was just stepping
I
off the
wasn't.
path so I
That's
don't
fine.
get run
Oh,
over.
okay.
Yeah, that's fine. So you guys just step off
Okay,
the side.
never mind then.
And coming
sorry,
around
just-
like the next bend and galloping, and since you're still in a decently wooded area, so coming around the next bend, galloping down this this path. It's actually this is a decently major road, so it's not like there's too much risk of you getting run over anyways. But still, it's respectful to get off the road. And coming down the road, you see galloping two figures that have like on these horses. The horses aren't armored or anything. It's not like they're war horses, but they're galloping full speed. And on the first horse, you guys actually recognize, well, everyone except Layna and Miles. The rest of you recognize the dude on the lead horse. It's only two horses and two people. On the first one, you recognize it as Sir Yaren, the other knight that serves the Baron, who had been with Lady Arlana originally, when you guys had when they had led you to Theravel's Tower. The other one, I think he was the one who made the rude remark about city folk or something. You know, he didn't seem like he was very nice. But you guys recognize him. He's on the lead horse, and behind him is another armored figure that you guys don't recognize. He's like in his 30s. He's got blonde hair. But he's also armored. He looks like a knight as well. And they both
Do they
gallop.
look like they're hurrying? Or
They
just-
do look like they're hurrying, yes. And Sir Yaren, as he like is going by or like getting close to you guys, he looks over at you guys and has a puzzled look on his face. You guys see this in the flash moment, but unless you guys call out, they just keep going.
Yeah, I might wave, but
He might nod to you, but then they just keep going on their way, galloping like full speed, not like full speed to the 110% full speed, but like 90% full speed.
This is legit like one of the few times I could think of sending being really, or not sending. What's the message being useful?
If you want
Since you
to,
literally just point at them and talk to them. But
yeah, if you want to, you can. Oh, yeah,
I don't have it.
it. Yeah.
I didn't take it
That sells
because
up
it's
to
actually
Yeah.
just not that useful
Right,
most
so
of the
the
time.
but yeah, and so again, like I said, they did have look like they had some urgency, but they weren't pushing to their horses past their limits. So, and they looked pretty serious, like in their faces. That it didn't look like anything that they were just like laughing about. And they ride by
I'm
you
sure
guys.
We'll get called to deal with that later.
They ride by you guys to Snowfeld, towards Snowfeld, rather. They might stop on the way somewhere, but they ride towards Snowfeld.
All right.
And that's all that's.
And get eaten by the griffin.
And so, so
Sicko.
so the rest of the day, the traveling day passes without incident. You guys get closer to the village, to the point where you can like start to see like some lights a little further away. It's starting to get. You notice the terrain actually getting a little hillier. The trees are thinning out a little bit. There's still patches of them. It's still forested enough that it's not super easy to see stuff. But when you get on the top of like the hills, then you can see for a good ways, and you can see that you're getting close to the village. So I'm assuming this is when you guys want to head off the side of the road and go to the east.
Yeah, in the direction they said they'd be.
Alright.
They didn't. I'm assuming they didn't give us any details. I can't
No,
remember.
yeah, he just said to the east of Sarim's Pass.
I suppose me and Anna would be somewhat familiar with this train, because isn't this the way we came from?
Yeah,
beginning?
this is and I think you guys have all seen. Or
Yeah,
not all, but
roundabouts. Where are we?
You
Right now?
are right, like here is or to that town right there.
Oh
is
no,
the
which
one.
map are we looking at?
Top
The
left.
top left.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh no, moved.
Yeah, that little village is Sarim's Pass, but I don't have the name on there. And he said somewhere to the east of that. All right. So you guys start going off road, and it's not again with the trees thinning out. It's a little easier to travel here, but it is hillier as well. After maybe an hour or so, and it's not too late in the day. It's early mid-afternoon. After about an hour, then you guys do hear a screech of an eagle from a good ways away, and the griffin above you guys, it starts to zoom off.
I blow the horn.
Right, and right when you blow the horn, then the griffin screeches to a halt in midair, cartoon style. No, it dives around and turns around and comes back and lands next to you guys. Which I'm assuming Layna is probably a little awestruck by this, because that's a big griffin,
Yeah.
But
I would hand.
I mean, I was warned of it though. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I would hand the reins of the horse off to whoever.
Oh, you don't have reins.
You know.
He made
how
some
it
on
goes.
the way.
You could just have the horse do whatever as well on
He
its
used
own.
Miles' scarf.
That's true.
No.
No, you're not touching my scarf.
So he,
I believe war horses are decently intelligent as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
So.
Well, actually, I think this
Okay.
one specifically says that they have an intelligence of 6, right?
Yeah,
Or something-
this
yeah.
war horse is actually intelligent
Yeah,
and
enough to
understands
understand
whatever you tell
languages,
it, whatever
yeah.
you think at it.
Exactly. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
it's
you're not gonna have world-changing conversations with your war horse, but it's going to understand.
yeah. It has the intelligence
Yes.
beyond an animal. So, anyways, though, so
Yes.
Yeah, I would call it down anyways, and I would just kind of
yeah, the griffin, yeah.
and try and just kind of have it walk alongside us.
Oh yeah,
Hello?
it'll it'll.
Can it?
I think they can walk, yeah.
No, I mean next to us.
Oh yeah, it might have to go around some trees or something. But
Well-
it's fine. And you see
So it's not in the
the
air trying to eat his eagle anyways.
yeah, you see
I mean, yeah.
Rhinebeld's eagle swooping down, and the griffin like looks at it hungrily but doesn't engage. And so Reinmouth's eagle like sort of comes down and then starts like hovering right above you guys and like cawing. And then
Anna's going to like walk away from the griffin a little bit and hold out an arm.
Yeah, it'll come down and like it won't actually land on your arm, but it'll like swoop over your head, go in a circle a few times, and then shoot off in a direction.
Oh well, I guess it just wants us to follow it.
Yeah, and so you guys can follow it, and for the rest of the time, it just sort of like hovers there in the air, going in a pretty straight line in one direction, roughly east, maybe a little north. I don't know. And yeah, after.
Hey, Ulf, you might want to give the griffin a little bit of your ration so it doesn't try and eat this bird at any point.
I suppose, and I give it 2 rations.
Yeah. Okay.
A snack.
A snack, yeah.
Well, I don't know how much
mean,
it's gonna eat.
The eagle's not much more.
Yeah,
like,
no, I think
let's
that's
be
fair.
real.
So the griffin,
I did feed it a kobold one time.
the griffin at this point will it'll
And
actually
orcs.
jump back up in
we
the
do
air.
have a kobold right now.
Yeah.
The griffin at this
Well.
point jumps back in the air and does not, but it doesn't actually
Someone
go
else's
for. It doesn't actually go for the eagle. So it seems satisfied for now, and it's
For now.
So after maybe 30 minutes more, then you guys see up ahead this large rock outcropping. There's this. It sort of looks like. I don't know. You guys know what Stone Mountain is in Georgia?
No.
No.
Outside Atlanta?
Why would I know anything?
Why would we
in
know
Georgia?
random mountain in a place that doesn't
Well,
matter?
I don't know. Look up Stone Mountain, and you'll see what. Just look
Okay,
up.
anyways.
Mound.
It's it's the similar type of like rock outcropping, although not nearly as big as Stone Mountain.
Wow, who put this graffiti here?
Yeah, I know. So it's a big old mountain, similar looking to like granite or something like that. I don't remember what Stone Mountain's made out of. But it's,
rock hill.
But it's
With graffiti in it.
With graffiti.
But the thing that's notable about this rock outcropping is that it is it's not nearly as big as this one, but it is actually at an angle, so that there's like a underhang area underneath it, like this almost like cave, but it's not a cave, it's open to the air and everything, but there's an underhang there, a decent little area, and you can see that there's like a fire under there going on, and that's where the eagle is leading you guys towards. However, on top of the outcropping, and again, it's not nearly as big as a big mountain like that, it's maybe only I'm trying to think, maybe like 50 feet tall at the height of it, but at the top of this outcropping is actually a tower, a stone tower that looks like it's not in use anymore, but there is a stone tower that looks like just some sort of watchtower on top of this outcropping. So
I
yeah,
love all of these memes of people replacing the graffiti that's on Stone Mountain.
I know nothing about that. I've only been there like 3
Wow.
times.
Maybe learn some culture, huh?
Yeah.
I know.
There's just a bunch of images that people like make it look like something else is chiseled into the stone.
That's fun.
Like here's one with
Is there one with dick butt?
here's one with Snoop Dogg and B.I.G. riding a lowrider.
Yeah, I see that one.
All right. So so anyways though, so you see like a little fire going on underneath this outcrop, this large outcropping of rock, and and yeah, it sort of just slopes away. Like I said, it's at an angle, so that there's that room there for that fire underneath it, covered from the elements. And yeah, so you guys are being led to that. Do you say anything to each other before going in? I'm assuming not. Like,
I imagine we understand that this boy will be there.
Yep. All right. So so as you guys come out of like a group of trees that is sort of close to it, and you approach it directly, getting right up next to it, you actually hear and see more people than just Rainbow and Richard. There seems to be at least a dozen people here. And you come out into this clearing. There's a little clearing around where there's clearly a camp set up. underneath the outcropping, the overhang, there is a fire. Like I said, a decent sized fire. There's like some blankets like rolled out where people are like sitting and chatting around the fire. There are actually a couple horses, 3 horses, tied over to like a tree or some makeshift little branch that's tied, you know, strapped between 2 trees, and they're tied up to that. It does seem like there are 2 people on watch that start to approach you guys as soon as they see you coming out from the trees into this clearing area.
Of course, a griffin and a kobold walk out of a tree.
And I will say on like the right side from where you guys are entering, on the right side, you actually see there is a little trail like sort of carved into the side of this, starting here into the side of the rock outcropping. That looks like it goes up around the back side of the outcropping. That's how you probably get to the tower. But these 2 like lightly armored men come up to you guys, and they don't pull their weapons, but they look to you all and say, one of them says, "Oh, you must be the ones that were sent for, that we were warned about."
Well, you're awfully trusting.
I mean,
Hey, the bird led us here. He knows his business.
Let's say, I've never had a reason to distrust Yordred. So if he says that you guys are fine, then I believe him. And Reinbout told him that you guys are trustworthy. Come on in. And he sort of like motions, steps out of the way, and like motions to you guys to enter the camp area.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, all the other people start to notice you, and all in all, it looks to be about 20 people, like a score of people here, that are, again, all of them are lightly armored with like leather or padded leather or stuff like that, and they all have some weapons on them or weapons nearby, and maybe one of them was cooking dinner on the fire, but they all get up and start like greeting you guys and introducing themselves. And one of them doesn't. He's actually off in like the corner. One of them is actually off in one of the corners, doesn't talk to anyone. No one even motions for him to come over. You guys don't recognize him, but just again, kind of looks like some random dude.
Anna will ask about him.
All right. And one of the people here will be like, "Oh, that's that's Edgard. He's not in. He's in trouble right now."
What's he in for?
It's a long story, and this person kind of like blushes when they say that. And the guard or like the watch
Scandalous.
guy. The watch guy who had been and there are a couple women here, by the way. I should have mentioned that. And so then the dude on watch who had greeted you guys originally, he comes up to you guys again and says, "Let me introduce myself. I'm Aston, and
Martin. I know.
I'm Aston, and Reinbout, Richard, and oh crap, what was it? Yordred are up on top of the rock, next to the tower. Yeah, Yordred. You don't know Yordred? Oh, I suppose.
I'm not familiar.
I suppose you just know Reinbout. Oh, that makes sense.
And Richard. And Ezekiel.
Yes. Yes. Why don't you go on
I didn't
ahead?
know there was more of you.
I mean, yeah. Why don't you go on ahead and up there, and they can explain everything.
All right.
And that's not what I meant to do. Okay. So you guys walk up there. Like I said, there's a little path that leads up the side. It looks like it was carved, chiseled out of the bare rock, and goes around. It curves around the outside of the rock. It's some pretty steep steps, and a narrow path. But at the top of this, at the base of the tower, at the top of this, there's a little plateau that looks like it was flattened out. And you guys can see really far around. Like I said, it's not super high up, but it's a good, I don't know, 60 feet maybe, something like that. A good, this is like a tall, decently tall building that you would be on top of, an equivalent of. And at the top of it, sort of like chatting and looking out over everything, is Rhinebout and Richard, but also this third dude who you guys have not seen before. And let me describe him for you. He is dressed in pretty nice armor, in splint armor. But he has a pretty nice cloak on. I don't know, it's modest, but it's very high quality, you can tell. It's not flamboyant over the top. It's just a very good cloak that looks like it was probably expensive, flowing out behind him, because it's windy up here. And he looks like he's maybe in his mid-20s or so. He doesn't look like that. Or no, probably more like late 20s, maybe early 30s. And
that looks like a real nice cloak. I used to have one of those.
And
You could have bought one.
I could have, but I didn't.
And
Partially because I forgot that I lost my cloak.
And he has blonde hair and
It's
brown
great.
eyes
It's fine.
and a pretty fine features. Him and Rhinebout and Richard all turn to you guys, and Rhinebout motions for you all to come over.
I approach.
It's good to see you all. This here is Yordred.
I don't believe we met. I extend my hand out.
Yeah, like that, if you want to put in.
Frankly, I didn't know there was any more of you.
Hold on.
Look at Miles. Have you met any of these others before?
No, just Rhinebout and Richard.
And Yordred reaches out his hands to each of you in turn, and he has a pretty nice grip. He says, "Yes, I am the second son of Count Brant of Jotunheim. Jotunheim is the county neighboring the Duchy of Felling to the east, northeast-ish. Further east on the coast. It's sort of
he's like the second.
The second son of the Count Brant.
Second son. Jotunheim.
Yeah. Yes, I sorry if my men bothered you down there.
They were honestly a bit too easy.
They're honest folk that are risking their lives being here for pay, of course. But and he looks at Rhinebout, but they are willing to serve.
Would you rather they work for free?
And Rhinebout looks and he says, no one, they won't work for free if they're risking their lives, and if some of them may not return, then we'll pay them, and we'll pay them well. And mercenaries don't have much use in these lands, but plenty of people that farming isn't kind to are always looking for work. And
mercenaries are very trustworthy compared to normal folk, as long as you have enough coin.
And Yordred nods to that. But so Rhinebout, he looks to you all and says, so what Yordred here, I should clarify, is a friend of mine. And I suppose first you would all like to know where I've been, what I've been up to.
You mentioned you'd found some trouble.
Yes, we'll get to that in a second, but I kind of have to explain how I got to be where we were in order to understand. After our last meeting, oh crap, I forgot to describe. Layna and Alex were down there too. They would have been in there. It's not a major thing, but
I'm assuming we would probably waved hello, but gotten ushered up here anyway.
Wait, wasn't Layna at the keep?
No.
That was Jen. Right, you talking about? Wait, who are you talking about? No,
the people who came and harassed us before.
No, that was Lady Arlana.
Oh.
No, Layna is the little the carpenter's daughter.
These
and
are
Alex
these are the
is
kids we saved when we got captured.
Yeah, I forgot to describe it. They are definitely in the camp though. Sorry about that. But
They've been
anyways.
making the rounds around the country while we went directly to Snowfeld.
So the so Rhinebout says after our last meeting when we split ways a few days ago, we traveled to Jotunheim, to Jortun's Cove to seek help, and Jordred here, I was lucky that he was in town with his old man, and Jordred, he owes me a favor or two from back in the day, and I decided to call that in and get his help. So
how does his buddy's family get along with the people in Fellington?
Oh,
Out of character, not asking directly. Just like if I would know.
Out of character?
Yeah.
Out of character, you do know that Jotunheim and Fellington don't normally have a ton of issues because of the fact that they have like all those moorlands in the way, and there's not too much to like fight over with border dispute wise in that area.
So which of the towns on the map are kind of their area?
Moore's Reach is the first major one that is in Jotunheim, I believe. Actually, I think that's at the bottom right map. Yeah, bottom right map has that boundary.
Oh yeah, I did not even know that there was a boundary map.
Yep.
So they have pretty much all of the marshes. So
yeah. Well, it's not marshes. It's like moorlands and highlands.
Moors.
Yeah. The marshes looks like that one little patch, but the rest of it is pretty much like Scottish Highlands sort of deal, thinking like that. So anyway, so you know out of character that like there's not normally too many conflicts between Jotunheim and Felling, and beyond that, both of them actually have a lot of like similar history in the past couple hundred years. They are both they're two of the most heavily like raided areas by the Viking peoples or whatever. So they kind of had like further south in the county of Haffelshire, that has a much different like cultural background than these two. But the Duchy of Felling and Jotunheim are pretty similar in a lot of ways. They both had a lot of influence left by those like raiders.
From aggressive settlers.
Exactly. And so that's they have that shared cultural heritage in a lot of ways. So they don't normally have
where raiders
issues.
probably showed up and demanded
yeah
farmland to leave them alone.
But yeah, but the rulers themselves have both like traditionally been pretty moderate in both of those areas, and haven't really, their families haven't had any issues that you know of, you know. Anyway, but in character though, so you don't ask about that in character, but Jordred, let's see what I had left off with.
I would assume Nox would pretty much know same, if not more.
Yeah, and Miles too probably, but yeah. So Jordred, so Rhinebout was talking about all the about how he owed him some favors and how he follows him, and he said, and so then he goes on and continues, says, we recruited these men and women as we were passing through the towns on the way to reach here. These men and women.
The whammon.
We were recruiting them along the way in Moore's Reach and Fierstrin and Sirmston. And in Sirmston, when we got to Sirmston, we decided that with our band of men we had accumulated, it'd be good to stay outside the town. We decided that we shouldn't go into town because, as we had already discussed, I believe, we can't be sure who to trust, who not to trust, and so we wanted to be cautious. Jordred and I agreed on that. We decided to stay outside of the town and told the men not to go into town. However, one man, man by the name of Edgard, broke our rules, went into town, got drunk in the local tavern, and spilled the beans about what we were doing.
Oh, that's probably why those two were rushing off back to Snowfeld.
And
I assume Lord Felling is probably going to know that you're in this country, talking to what's his name, Orton boy. Yordred.
Yordred? I don't think that the Duke really cares. He might. Are those...
It's generally polite to announce visits between nobles.
Particularly if one of you is raising an army in their land.
Yes, and, well, that brings me to the other unfortunate news. Although we did all we could, I think that, unless we really want to draw more attention, I think this is all the men we're going to get without causing a scene or an issue with the authorities.
Oh, don't worry. We draw a scene wherever we go.
So,
Especially recently.
so that brings us...
Quite the headache.
So after that
Yes, there-
incident, after that incident, we set up camp here, and we have been waiting for you all ever since. It's only been a day or so, but since I expected you to arrive around now. But yes, I hope that not much attention was drawn to us with that little incident in Searston, but certainly rumors have started to spread. And what about you all? What of you all? How has it gone?
Well, we've
recruited a couple. We've recruited one new person.
Oh,
You haven't noticed already?
yeah, and actually he hasn't shaken hands with you guys, so he'll be like, yes, you, going up to Layna and, like, shaking your hand. And what might your name be?
The name is Layna.
Any
Layna Alderman.
any title?
I mean, I make stuff.
Ah, a smith.
Yes.
We have a good need of that sort of thing. Some of the men need repairs on their weapons, many of which haven't seen use in a year or two or longer. Very well. Nice
Well,
to
you'll
meet
find,
you, Layna.
You'll find no better smith than me.
And you're here to help. Then you're not.
she's with us, if that's what you're asking.
Yes. Very well then.
Yes, we needed a replacement for the strange bird that...
Ah, the
left.
bird. Yeah. Did he find his way to something else?
Hmm.
We'll find out.
Well-
We were able to beat the group of cultists that was on their way to that temple you directed us to.
Oh. And
We were able to retrieve the artifacts that were there.
you
And
were.
then several days later, they found us in a cave and we killed them.
Yes, the whole country of... or county, or what? The county?
Duchy, yeah.
Fellington?
Duchy, yeah.
Duchy.
The whole Duchy of Fellington is definitely not looking for any of the artifacts. There are no rumors about special shields
May I
roaming
ask-
around the countryside.
A special shield.
Yeah, the crazy woman thinks somebody found the shield of Felling.
And his eyes like bulge out of his skull. Not literally, but like he looks very surprised by this. He's taken aback. He's like, the Duchy of Felling, the shield.
Duchy of Felling, what is
Someone found the Duchy, the lost Duchy.
Duchy.
Yeah. No. So.
Could you imagine?
Oh my.
It's like it's been on the other side of these woods the whole time.
No, you know, he's with that amount of energy. He's like, the shield of Felling, really? Did you actually find it?
I just kind of
So
look over to
completely
Nox.
non-reaction. Wait to see what Nox does.
I just laugh.
Yes, actually, we did.
I stop laughing.
And I guess
It's
I
just
would,
like, what?
I guess I would take it off of my back at this point and then take the cloth off and be like,
Ta-da.
here it is.
Yeah, he'll reach out his hands like, could I hold it?
No.
I just lean down close
But
and
he-
examine it.
He starts to stare at it, and he's like looking at it, like studying it with his eyes.
Where is the shield on you?
We've
I'm holding it.
we've certainly
okay.
determined that it's no normal shield. Nox here has held it when it's red hot without harming herself.
Yes, one
You
of
did
the
that.
villages we stopped by recognized it, I suppose, and asked us to put it through some folklore trial.
Yes, all the
Actually held true, which I was surprised.
lots of the
In
people
hindsight,
up in
maybe we
these
should have hidden it from the start.
lots of the people up in these towns and villages up here, especially inland, They hold on to those legends very dearly. On the coast, it's much more. There's much more movement. Many more people move from one generation to the next, and those legends aren't always held on to, especially in the city. But that does not surprise me that people knew that legend. But it worked, though. You were able to hold it.
Correct.
And he turns around and like goes over to like the edge of not the very edge, but like towards the edge of the cliff, and like sort of puts his leg up where he can like put his, lean down and put his arm on his knee and like, put
Captain
his
Morgan
chin.
stance.
Yeah, exactly. And he's just like looking out and thinking. And Richard and Yordred both look at each other and then look at you guys.
I would appreciate it if you kept this between us. I'm already becoming concerned that some of the lesser nobles in this country have interest in it for rebellious reasons. I'd rather not have anyone knowing that a small group of mercenaries, led by us, has the shield with them.
The countryside and the common folk are already alight with it.
And so he turns around at this point. Rhinebuck turns around at this point and walks over like square in front of you, Nox, and looks at you and says, "Well, what do you intend to do with it?"
Use it as a shield? What else would you do with a shield?
But it seems like you've already seen some of the power, the influence it wields.
Good coat of paint will get rid of that.
He looks at Anna and says, "No, it doesn't deserve that.
For our safety, it might.
This shield is meant to be displayed, meant to be used to lead people. It would be a disservice to its name."
Nox, do you fancy yourself a leader?
I fancy myself someone who's ready to kill some goblins, if that's what you mean.
If you were daring enough, you could even go through the towns and raise people that would be willing to follow you to deal with our enemies, but that also, again,
I'm not
deals
sure I'd
with
want
our
to lead a bunch
issues.
of villagers wielding pitchforks against the cultists.
I'm not about to raise an army